Hello all, welcome to Paritranaya. In this class, we shall discuss about another important global organization, that is Eurasian Economic Union. So this union, it becomes especially important in the context of the present crisis or the tussle that is going on between Russia and Ukraine. So what is Eurasian Economic Union? So here we come across a term called as Eurasian. So as it's a union, it consists of few countries. So few of the countries which are members of Eurasian Economic Union, they are present in Europe, and few of the countries are present in what? Asia. That's why Europe plus Asia, Eurasia. So Eurasian Economic Union. So it's an international organization indicating that there are multiple countries involved. Next, for regional economic integration. So again, an important point, it is not for global economic integration, but regional economic integration. So within this union, we have 5 countries. So here the intention is to achieve economic integration within these 5 countries. Next, integration of post-Soviet states. So what is this post-Soviet states? So before 1991, so Russia and other countries, few of the other countries together, so they were called as Soviet Union. They were called as Soviet Union. But this Soviet Union, it broke, it disintegrated. So it disintegrated in 1991. So many states, many countries emerged out of it. Okay, many countries emerged out of it. For example, country 1, let us assume this is Russia. Similarly, let us assume country 2, Kazakhstan, and so on. So many countries emerged. So these countries, so later on, again they united for economic purpose. Okay, and that unity, we call it as Eurasian Economic Union. So their intention was to what? Economic cooperation. So the countries which are disintegrated, among those new countries which were formed, few of them they came together and they formed Eurasian Economic Union to achieve economic integration. So if you look at these countries, few of these countries are present in Eastern Europe, few of them are present in Western Asia, and others are present in Central Asia. So we have already discussed in detail about what is Western Asia, what is Central Asia, and what is Europe. Just at a superficial level, we shall try to recollect those things. So here, these are important regions. So where is Central Asia located and where is West Asia located? Just let us try to locate it. So this region, roughly this region is called as Central Asia. Not Central Asia, it is West Asia. It is West Asia, and it is also referred as Middle East. And the region which is present over here, it is called as Central Asia. Central Asia. And this is what? Eastern Europe. So among the members of Eurasian Economic Union, so few are present here Eastern Europe, few are present in Middle East, that is West Asia, and few are present in Central Asia. So this is what they want to indicate. So the next important point is the actual members. So UPSC, it often focuses on the members. It generally gives an organization and it asks us to identify the members of that particular organization. So we should be able to identify. So here the members of Eurasian Economic Union are Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, Armenia, and Kyrgyzstan. So it would be better if we are able to locate these countries on map, so that retaining the information pertaining to these members, it will become easier. So generally, whenever we store any information in the pictorial form, so that can be retained for a very long period of time. So from that perspective, we shall try to store this information through images or through picture. So here, first one, we got to know Belarus. So Belarus is a member. Next, Russia is a member here. Next, Kazakhstan. So no sufficient space. What I will do, let's slightly move this side. So Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan. Next, apart from this, we have Kyrgyzstan. So here we have Kyrgyzstan. Below Kazakhstan, we have Kyrgyzstan. And one more is Armenia. So here we have Armenia. 5. So totally 5 countries. So when a question appears on the identification of the members of Eurasian Economic Union, we should be able to identify these members. Okay, very important. Next. So this Eurasian Economic Union, it's an international, it has got international legal identity. So it has got an international recognition. So that much information would be sufficient. So it was established by a treaty. That is an understanding. So this treaty was signed, and this treaty is called as Eurasian Economic Union. So as the name itself indicates, so Eurasian Economic Union was formed by signing Eurasian Economic Union Treaty. So this treaty, it came into force in 2015. So exact year 2015 is not important, but we need to emphasize what has to be emphasized here is, even though Soviet Union disintegration, it happened in 1991. So they united together after a very long gap. After more than 20 years, they formed a economic union. So this point we have to note it. So what are the benefits of economic union? So very important. So whenever we form a economic union, so the benefits will be free movement of goods. So what does it mean, free movement of goods? So let us take an example. So let us take example of Russia and Kazakhstan. So here we have Russia, here we have Kazakhstan. So whatever applies to Russia and Kazakhstan, the same applies to other members as well. So when we say free movement of goods, it means Russian manufactured products can be easily sold in Kazakhstan. Similarly, things that have been manufactured in Kazakhstan, they can be easily sold in Russia. Now what does it mean? Generally, when a country manufactures a product, let us assume USA manufactures a product, so it will not be able to sell it easily in India. Similarly, if India manufactures a product, it will not be able to easily sell it in America. So certain permissions are required. So once we receive those permissions, then we will be able to trade and sell them. But when it comes to economic union, such special permissions are not required. So easily Russian product can be sold in Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan's product can be sold in Russia. And also generally here there will be no additional tax. What does it mean? If we are importing some product from USA, so we do not have, it's not an economic union. India and Russia, USA are not part of economic union. So that time we impose generally more taxes on USA goods. Okay, just as an example. Whereas for Indian goods, we impose less tax. So we favor Indian goods. But when it comes to economic union, we can't do such kind of favorism to domestic goods. So here, when Russian product comes to Kazakhstan, so Kazakhstan has to impose similar kind of taxes that it imposes to its domestic goods. Okay? So these are the benefits of economic union. So here, as part of the economic union, so there is a free movement of goods. Similarly, like goods, free movement of services. So Russia can freely render services in Kazakhstan. For example, Russia, if it is providing some kind of telecom services in Russia, similar kind of services very easily it can provide in Kazakhstan as well. Next, it also ensures a free movement of capital. So what is capital? Investment. So when other countries want to invest in India, or India wants to invest in some other country, certainly there will be some restrictions involved. But in economic union, there will be no such restrictions. So Russia can easily invest in Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan can easily invest in Russia. So that is the meaning of free movement of capital. Similarly, free movement of labor. What does it mean? So a citizen of one country can easily start working in other country. It means a person of Russia can work in Kazakhstan without any permission. Similarly, Kazakhstan person can easily go to Russia and start working in Russia. So this is free movement of labor. So all these are benefits of economic union. And also Eurasian Economic Union, it pursues coordinated, harmonized and single policy in the sectors determined by the treaty. So in Eurasian Economic Union Treaty, what all things have been mentioned. So whenever they want to take decision on those things, economic related things, they will take collectively. They will sit together, they will discuss, and then they will take a decision. Similarly, international agreements within the union. Now let us assume there is a global level agreement with respect to some economic parameter like taxation. So whether we have to adopt that policy or not. So this decision has to be made collectively by all the 5 members. One single member, one single country cannot take the decision on its own. Okay, any of the members of Eurasian Economic Union, they will not take decision on their own. Rather, they will sit together and they will discuss, and then finally they will decide whether to adopt it or not. Okay, so collective decision they will make with respect to economic related aspects. Okay, so this is also a very important point. Next, it has been created to comprehensively upgrade, raise the competitiveness and cooperation between the national economies. So an economy can make a progress only when there is a competition between the various countries. Okay, when competitive products will come out. and also when there is cooperation. So here the ultimate aim is economic development. And what is the use of economic development? Whenever economic development happens, then it will lead to what? Raising of living standards of the nations of the member states. So all the countries which are members of the Eurasian Economic Union, whether it is Russia or whether it is Belarus or Kazakhstan, the ultimate aim is the living standards of the people in these nations have to improve. And in order to improve, what is required is economic development. And for that economic development to happen, there should be some kind of competition and also some kind of cooperation. So ultimately, the end goal of Eurasian Economic Union is raising the standard, living standard of the people residing in that particular region, and in order to ensure that they have formed an economic union. So this is the purpose of Eurasian Economic Union. So here we have discussed points from both prelims as well as mains point of view. So a few of the points here, so we can quote in mains in order to fetch more marks and create an impressive answer as well. So yes, it has aspects from both prelims as well as mains point of view. Similarly, in the forthcoming classes, we'll be discussing about the other important international and regional organizations and other important international developments that are taking place from the exam point of view. For all our further updates, subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell icon. Thank you.